The Galactic Council chambers floated above the crystal world of Zenther Prime. 12 species sat in the circular assembly, their forms varied and strange. The Carawillo insectoid warriors with black carapaces. The Vorn blue-skinned telepaths. The massive Goroth, stone-like beings who lived for thousands of years. Each represented civilizations that had conquered stars. Ambassador Theln of the Carawillo clicked his mandibles in satisfaction. The human problem is resolved. Their worlds burn. Their fleets are scattered dust. The holographic display showed Earth. Once blue and green, now wrapped in nuclear fire. Cities crumbled. Oceans boiled. The planet died in real time across the galaxy's networks. They were warned, High Chancellor Vorin of the Vorn said, his mental voice echoing in every mind. Humanity refused to submit. They demanded equality in the Council. They wanted rights to their own expansion. Unacceptable. The Goroth representative, Ancient Krell, rumbled like an earthquake. They were young. Aggressive. Dangerous. Better to end them now than fight them later. 3 years ago, humanity had discovered faster-than-light travel. They burst into the galaxy with joy and hope. First contact was supposed to be beautiful. Humans sent musicians, scientists, and children to meet the stars. The galaxy sent warships. The Council couldn't tolerate another apex predator. Humans bred too fast. Adapted too quickly. Their technology jumped forward in decades what took other species millennia. Worst of all, they were stubborn. They refused to be client species. Refused to bow. So the Council voted. Unanimous decision. Humanity would be eliminated. The war lasted 6 months. Human ships were brave but primitive. Their weapons were crude. Their defenses were paper against the Council's ancient might. Fleet after fleet died in the void. Colony after colony burned. Earth was last. 3 billion humans remained when the bombardment began. Kinetic strikes. Plasma weapons. Viral agents. The Council showed no mercy. Scan confirms, a KRLL technician reported. No human life signs on Earth. No survivors detected in the system. What of their colony ships? Asked Vorin. The ones that fled? Tracked and destroyed. All 47 vessels confirmed eliminated. The human species is extinct. Theln's mandibles spread in satisfaction. Then we have done the galaxy a service. Let the record show humanity was a threat to galactic peace. Let the record show we acted with regret but necessity. Lies, all lies. But the galaxy would believe them. The Council controlled all information. Controlled all truth. Seal the Sol system, Krell commanded. No species may enter for 1,000 years. Let it be a grave and a warning. The Council adjourned. Across the galaxy the news spread. Humanity was gone. The dangerous children of Earth were ashes and memory. The galaxy breathed easier. But the galaxy didn't know the truth. Far beyond the galactic rim, in a region of space no Council ship had ever explored, 47 human colony ships did not die. They disappeared. Jumped to coordinates Earth's best scientists had hidden from all communications. A desperate contingency. These ships carried humanity's last 5 million souls. Scientists, engineers, soldiers, children, and the old. They carried genetic samples. Data archives. The entire sum of human knowledge. They carried rage. Admiral Sarah Chin stood on the bridge of the UNS Defiance, the largest surviving human vessel. She was 53 years old. Gray streaked her black hair. Scars crossed her brown skin. She had watched Earth die from orbit before the retreat order came. Status, she said quietly. All ships accounted for, her first officer reported. We're in the void sector. No Council presence for 300 light years. Casualties. Medical bay is overwhelmed. We lost 8,000 during the jump. System failures. Radiation. Sarah closed her eyes. 8,000 more dead. Added to the billions already gone. Admiral, her tactical officer called. You should see this. The main screen activated. It showed a solar system. 7 planets. The third one was blue and green. Oceans and continents. Atmosphere rich with oxygen. Scans indicate Earth-compatible biosphere, the science officer said. No intelligent life. No Council presence. No satellites. No signals. It's pristine. Sarah stared at the world. A new Earth. A second chance. We need time, she said. Time to heal. Time to rebuild. Time to grow strong. And then, asked her first officer. Sarah's eyes hardened like steel. Then we remind the galaxy what happens when you hunt humans. We remind them that humans don't just fight to win. We fight to survive. And we're very, very good at surviving. She turned to her crew. Young and old. Scared and angry. Broken but unbeaten. Send a message to all ships, Sarah commanded. We're going dark. Total communications silence. We're ghosts now. Ghosts with a purpose. The Council thinks humanity is dead. Let them think it. Let them grow comfortable. Let them forget. For how long, Admiral? Sarah smiled without humor. Until we're ready to come back with fire. 20 years passed in the galaxy. The Council expanded their power. New species joined willingly or not. The KRYL military controlled enforcement. The Vorn telepaths rooted out dissent. The Goroth provided stability through ancient wisdom. Peace reigned. Or so they called it. Ambassador Theln, now High Commander of KRYL forces, reviewed reports in his command ship above the occupied world of Talmar 4. The Talmari were a gentle species. Farmers and artists. They made beautiful music. They also refused to give the Council exclusive rights to their planet's rare minerals. Now Talmari cities burned. Their ships were scrapped. Their people were enslaved. Resistance eliminated, his second reported. Population subdued. Resource extraction can begin. Acceptable, Theln said. Inform the Council. Another successful integration. That's what they called it now. Integration. Not conquest. Not genocide. High Commander, his communications officer interrupted. Strange report from Sector 447. Define strange. A patrol went silent. 3 ships. KRYL heavy cruisers. They were investigating unusual energy readings near the Void Sector border. Theln's antennae twitched. The Void Sector. Where humanity had supposedly fled before being destroyed. Send a recovery team. Full battle group. Already deployed, Commander. They arrived at the last known coordinates. The officer hesitated. They found debris. KRYL debris. But no attackers. No weapon signatures. No ion trails. The ships were just torn apart. Torn apart by what? Unknown. The damage patterns don't match any known Council weapons. The hulls were ripped open. Crew compartments were exposed to vacuum. No survivors. Theln stood. His carapace gleamed under the command deck lights. Pirates? Rogue elements. No identification. No demands. No witnesses. Investigate further. I want answers. But answers didn't come. Over the next 2 years, 17 more Council ships vanished near the Void Sector. KRYL Vorn and Goroth vessels. Small patrols and large cruisers. All disappeared without distress signals. Without traces. The few debris fields that were found showed impossible damage. Weapons that cut through shields like they weren't there. Precision strikes that targeted reactor cores. New technology. Unknown technology. The Council began to worry. Deep in the Void Sector, humanity thrived. The world they found was named New Terra. 5 million refugees became 50 million citizens. Cities rose from wilderness. Factories hummed with production. Universities trained new generations. Admiral Chin, now gray-haired and 73, walked through the Capitol building. The structure was built from new Terran marble, white and strong. Humanity's new heart. She entered the War Council chamber. 12 humans sat around a table. Military leaders, scientists, and politicians. The best minds humanity had left. Report, Sarah said simply. General Marcus Webb stood. He was 45, born during the Exodus. One of the first children of New Terra. He'd never seen Earth, but he carried its memory. Operation Ghost Hunter is proceeding perfectly, Marcus said. We've eliminated 19 Council patrols in 2 years. No survivors. No evidence left behind. They know something's hunting them, but they don't know what. Casualties on our side? Sarah asked. 0. Our new stealth technology is untraceable. Our weapons penetrate their shields completely. 20 years of focused development has given us a significant advantage. Dr. Yuki Tanaka, head of research and development, activated a hologram. It showed a sleek ship. Dark metal. Angular design. Beautiful and deadly. The Wraith-class destroyer, Yuki explained. Quantum stealth coding makes us invisible to all Council sensors. Our plasma lances punch through their shields because we reverse-engineered their frequency signatures. We studied every piece of debris from every Council ship that attacked Earth. We know their weaknesses. And our fleet? Sarah asked. 200 Wraith destroyers. 50 Phantom-class carriers. 20 Reaper-class dreadnoughts. All equipped with technologies the Council has never seen. All crewed by personnel trained for one purpose. Revenge, Sarah said softly. Justice, Marcus corrected. There's a difference. Sarah looked at each face around the table. These people were humanity's future. They were also its sword. The Council believes humanity is extinct, she said. They've grown comfortable. Arrogant. They conquer weaker species without opposition. They think themselves invincible. They're wrong, Marcus said. Yes. But we need to be smart. We can't just attack. We need to dismantle them. Break their alliances. Turn their member species against them. Make the galaxy see what they really are. And how do we do that? Asked Ambassador Liu, humanity's diplomatic representative. Sarah smiled. It was not a kind smile. We save someone. Someone the Council is currently destroying. We show the galaxy there's an alternative to Council rule. We become what the Council pretended to be. Heroes? Liu asked. Liberators, Sarah corrected. And once we have allies, once we have support, then we take Earth back. The room erupted in approval. Fists hit the table. Voices rose in agreement. Humanity was ready. 20 years of preparation. 20 years of growth. 20 years of quiet rage. The galaxy thought humans were gone. The galaxy was about to learn the truth. The Pelion system was dying. 3 planets orbited a yellow sun. The second planet, Pelios, was home to the Pelion people. They were tall and slender, with silver skin and large eyes. A peaceful species. Artists and philosophers. The Council came 6 months ago. The Pelions refused to join. Refused to give up their independence. Refused to become subjects. Now 6 KRYL warships surrounded Pelios. The blockade was complete. No ships in. No ships out. On the surface, KRYL soldiers hunted Pelion civilians. Cities burned. Families were separated. Commander Theln watched from his flagship, the Destructor. His mandibles clicked in satisfaction. Another species would learn to obey. Resistance is minimal, his tactical officer reported. Pelion military destroyed. Population centers are surrendering. Acceptable. Begin deportation. The Pelions will serve as labor on mining worlds. Yes, Commander. Theln settled back in his command throne. Another day. Another conquered species. The Council's power grew daily. Nothing could stop them. Then his sensors officer screamed. Contact. Unknown vessels dropping from stealth. Multiple signatures. Theln's head snapped up. Impossible. Our sensors. They're already inside the perimeter. The main screen lit up. 6 ships materialized from nothing. Dark hulls. Sleek designs. They moved with impossible grace, sliding between the KRYL vessels like knives. What are they? Theln demanded. Identify. No database match. Unknown technology. Unknown species. The lead unknown ship fired. A bright lance of blue plasma shot across space. It hit the nearest KRYL cruiser's shield. The shield didn't stop it. The plasma lance punched through the barrier like it wasn't there. It hit the cruiser's reactor core. The entire ship exploded in a brilliant flash. Return fire. Theln roared. All ships. Engage. The KRYL fleet opened up. Missiles. Plasma cannons. Railguns. A storm of fire converged on the unknown attackers. The dark ships danced through it. They moved too fast. Too precisely. Weapons passed through empty space where they'd been milliseconds before. Another plasma lance. Another KRYL ship died. Shields at maximum. Evasive maneuvers. Theln ordered. Too late. A third ship exploded. Then a fourth. On the bridge of the UNS Defiance, Admiral Sarah Chen watched the battle with cold satisfaction. She was older now, but her eyes were sharp. Wraith Squadron, target their command ship, she ordered. Show them precision. Yes, Admiral. The Wraith destroyers moved in perfect formation. They surrounded the Destructor like wolves circling prey. Theln's flagship was massive, 3 times the size of any human ship. Its shields glowed bright under continuous fire. Their shields are adapting, the weapons officer reported. Then change frequencies, Sarah said calmly. Show them we know every trick they have. The plasma lances shifted. New colors. New frequencies. The KRYL shields flickered and failed. But Sarah didn't destroy the flagship. Not yet. Target their weapons only. Disable them. Leave their sensors and communications active. Ma'am? They need to see what comes next. They need to report it. The Wraith destroyers fired with surgical precision. Each shot disabled a weapon system. Missile pods exploded. Cannons melted. Railguns jammed. Within 3 minutes, the destructor was defenseless. Theln watched in horror as his fleet died. 6 ships reduced to 2 in minutes. His own vessel was crippled. "Who are they?" he whispered. "Who are they?" Then a transmission came. Audio only. A female voice. Speaking perfect KRYLL language. "Commander Theln. High Commander of KRYLL Forces. Butcher of Earth." Theln's blood froze. "Earth? But humanity is extinct. We destroyed them. You destroyed our world. You killed our people. But you didn't destroy our spirit. You didn't kill all of us. Impossible. This is impossible. 20 years ago you thought you ended us. You were wrong. Humans don't surrender. We don't forgive. We don't forget." Sarah's voice was ice. "This is your only warning. Tell the Council. Tell them humanity lives. Tell them we're coming. Tell them every species they've enslaved, every world they've burned, every life they've taken. We remember. And we will hold them accountable. You're just one fleet." Theln hissed. "The Council has thousands of ships. You cannot win. We already are winning. Look at your fleet, Commander. Look at your crippled ship. We could have killed you instantly. We chose to let you live. Do you know why?" Theln said nothing. "Because you're going to deliver our message. You're going to tell the Council that the age of their tyranny is ending. A new power has risen. And we're not interested in joining your Council. We're interested in burning it down. The Council will crush you. The Council had their chance. They took their best shot. They killed billions of us. And we survived. Now it's our turn." The transmission ended. The dark ships vanished. Stealth technology re-engaged. Sensors showed nothing. Theln sat in his ruined command chair, surrounded by debris and dead ships. 2 vessels remained from his fleet of 6. Below, on Pelios, KRYLL ground forces found themselves surrounded by human soldiers. They wore black armor, moved like ghosts, spoke with authority. "Pelian people," a human commander announced. "You are free. The oppressors will leave or die. Choose." The KRYLL chose to leave. Humanity had returned, and the galaxy would never be the same. Emergency session. The Galactic Council convened within hours of Theln's report. The circular chamber filled with representatives. 12 species. Thousands of years of collective history. They gathered in shock and confusion. High Chancellor Vorin of the Vorn projected the battle footage. The room watched in silence as human ships tore through KRYLL forces. Watched as the most powerful military in the galaxy was humiliated. "This is impossible," someone whispered. Theln stood before the Council. His carapace was cracked from the battle. His pride was shattered. "They called themselves human," he reported. "They spoke of Earth, of revenge. They possessed technology far beyond our understanding." "Humans are extinct," Krell of the Gorath rumbled. "We confirmed this. We scanned Earth. We tracked their colony ships. All were destroyed." "Clearly not all," Vorin said, his mental voice sharp. "Somehow some survived." 47 ships fled Earth, the Vorn intelligence director reported. "We tracked 47 ships. We destroyed 47 ships. Then they tricked us," another council member said. "Decoys. False signals. They escaped while we destroyed empty vessels." The chamber erupted. Voices overlapped. Accusations flew. Fear spread like disease. Silence. Vorin's telepathic command crashed through every mind. The room quieted instantly. "The question is not how they survived," he said. "The question is what they want. And what we do about it." "They want revenge," Theln said. "They made that clear. They're liberating species we've conquered. Helping our enemies. Destabilizing our authority. They freed the Pelians," someone noted. "A species we spent months subduing." "Not just freed," the intelligence director corrected. "They're helping them rebuild. Human ships are unloading supplies. Human engineers are repairing infrastructure. They're helping. Helping." Krell's ancient voice was confused. "For what purpose? What do they gain?" "Allies," Vorin said quietly. "They gain allies. They show the galaxy an alternative to our rule. Clever. Very clever." Admiral Zarn of the KRYL military stepped forward. She was younger than Theln. Fiercer. Her carapace was scarred from 100 battles. "Let me take the 5th Fleet," she demanded. "Give me 200 ships. I'll hunt these humans down and finish what we started." "No," Vorin said. "No? They humiliated us. They want us to react emotionally, Vorin interrupted. They want us to send fleets into the void sector. Into unfamiliar territory. Where they have every advantage. We'd be walking into an ambush. Then what do you suggest? We do nothing? I suggest we be cautious. We don't know their numbers. We don't know their capabilities. We don't know where they're based. Until we do, we cannot risk a major engagement. The Chancellor is correct, Krell agreed. We must gather intelligence. Learn about this new threat. Then respond with overwhelming force. While they liberate our conquered worlds? Zarn hissed. While they spread dissent. While they make us look weak. Better to look weak temporarily than to be destroyed permanently, Vorin countered. The council debated for hours. Eventually a plan formed. They would increase patrols. Fortify key systems. Send intelligence ships to probe the void sector. They would tighten control on conquered species, prevent uprisings. They would prepare for war. But quietly. Carefully. Without panic. One more thing, Vorin said as the session ended. We do not tell the general population about humanity's return. The galaxy thinks them extinct. Let that continue. If people knew humans survived and grew strong, it would give hope to every species we control. Hope is dangerous, Krell agreed. Then we suppress it, Vorin said. Standard protocol. Any mention of human survivors is classified. Any rumors are squashed. We control the narrative. The council agreed. As always, in the Pelian system, the Pelian High Council met with Admiral Chen aboard the Defiance. High Counselor Saren looked at the human with wonder. You saved us. What do you want in return? Sarah sat across from her. Between them was a simple table. 2 cups of tea. 1 human. 1 alien. Building a bridge. We want what you want, Sarah said. Freedom. Safety. Justice. The council took those from you. They took them from us. We're offering a chance to take them back. But at what cost? The council is powerful. If we ally with you, they'll destroy us. They'll try, Sarah corrected. But they'll have to go through us first. And we're harder to destroy than they think. Saren was silent for a moment. You're asking us to trust you. To bet our entire species on your strength. No, Sarah said. I'm asking you to bet on your own strength. We'll provide support, training, technology. But your freedom is yours to claim. We're just helping you reach for it. Why? Why help us? Sarah's expression hardened. Because 20 years ago we reached out to the galaxy with open hands. We wanted friends. Wanted peace. Wanted to join the community of intelligent species. The council answered with genocide. They tried to erase us. Make us a cautionary tale. She leaned forward. We survived. We grew strong. And now we're going to dismantle the system that tried to kill us. Every species deserves freedom. Every world deserves peace. We're going to make that happen. Even if it means war? War is already here, Sarah said quietly. The council makes war on everyone who won't submit. We're just leveling the playing field. Saren looked at her advisors. Looked at her people's future. Then we're with you. The Pelian people stand with humanity. Sarah stood. Extended her hand. Saren took it. First alliance. First step. First victory. The council thought they controlled the galaxy. Humanity was about to prove them wrong. 6 months after Pelios, everything changed. The council discovered 37 species had made secret alliances with humanity. 37 species ready to rebel. Ready to fight. The Talmari whom the KRYL had enslaved. The Zenari whose worlds the council strip mined. The Orthani who'd been forced into military service. Dozens more. All united under one banner. The Free Alliance. High Chancellor Vorin stood in the council chamber, staring at intelligence reports. His telepathic ability sensed the fear in every mind around him. How did we miss this? Someone demanded. How did 37 species organize under our watch? The humans, Vorin said simply. They've been moving in secret for months. While we focused on military threats, they built diplomatic bridges. While we hunted their ships, they freed entire populations. They've been 3 steps ahead since the beginning. Then we crush them now, Admiral Zarn said. I've assembled the Grand Fleet. 3,000 ships. Every major Carwell, Vorn and Goroth vessel. We'll sweep through their territory and end this rebellion before it truly begins. And if we lose? Krell asked. We won't lose. They're just humans. 1 species. We are 12. 1 species that destroyed 6 of your ships without taking a scratch, Vorin reminded her. 1 species that's been preparing for this war for 20 years while we grew complacent. Are you afraid, Chancellor? Voron's telepathic presence expanded, filling the room with cold certainty. I'm cautious. There's a difference. But yes, we must act. The Free Alliance grows stronger daily. If we wait, we lose the advantage. The Council voted. Or full mobilization. Every resource. Every ship. Every soldier. The galaxy would burn before the Council surrendered power. Deep in the Void Sector, Admiral Chen received the news. Council Grand Fleet is mobilizing, General Marcus Webb reported. Intelligence suggests 3,000 capital ships. 10,000 support vessels. Troops numbering in the billions. Sarah stood before a massive holographic display. It showed the galaxy. Council territories in red. Free Alliance in blue. The space between them was about to become a graveyard. Our forces? She asked. 400 capital ships. 2,000 support vessels. Alliance forces add another 1,000 ships, but they're older, weaker technology. We're outnumbered 7-1, someone said. Outnumbered but not outmatched, Sarah corrected. She zoomed the display to show the Threshold Nebula. A massive cloud of gas and dust. Perfect sensor cover. This is where we make our stand. The Grand Fleet has to pass through the nebula to reach Alliance territory. It's the only viable route. In the nebula, their numbers mean nothing. Their sensors won't work. Their formations will break. And we'll be waiting. An ambush? Marcus asked. The biggest ambush in galactic history, Sarah confirmed. We'll use the nebula's radiation to hide our ships. We'll deploy minefields. We'll use hit-and-run tactics. We'll turn their strength into weakness. Dr. Tanaka activated another display. We've also developed something new. We call it the Disruptor. The hologram showed a massive cylindrical device. It generates a pulse that temporarily disables quantum communications, Tanaka explained. The Council fleet coordinates through quantum links. Cut those links and 3,000 ships become 3,000 individual vessels. No coordination. No unified strategy. Chaos. Beautiful, Sarah breathed. How many can we deploy? 50. Enough to cover the entire nebula. Do it. Deploy them now. When the Grand Fleet enters the nebula, they enter our world. Our rules. Our victory. 3 weeks later, the Council Grand Fleet arrived at the Threshold Nebula. Admiral Zarn commanded from her flagship, the Extinction. She looked at the swirling clouds of purple and red gas. Beautiful and deadly. Perfect cover for an ambush. The humans think themselves clever, she said. They think to hide in the nebula. But we have numbers. We have experience. We have the fury of the Council behind us. Her fleet entered the nebula in perfect formation. 3,000 ships. The largest military force ever assembled. Then the disruptors activated. Every quantum communication link died simultaneously. Zarn's command displays went dark. She couldn't contact her fleet. Couldn't coordinate. Couldn't command. Switch to radio frequencies, she ordered. Standard communication protocols. But radio moved at light speed. In the vastness of space, with ships spread across light minutes of distance, radio was useless for real-time coordination. The Council fleet had become 3,000 separate ships. Then the humans attacked. Wraith destroyers materialized from the nebula clouds. They fired and vanished. Plasma lances struck and retreated. Council ships exploded before they could respond. Return fire. All ships. Zarn screamed into radio transmitters that reached no one. More attacks. More deaths. The nebula was alive with human ships. They were everywhere and nowhere. Appearing. Striking. Disappearing. This is impossible. Zarn's tactical officer shouted. How are they coordinating? The disruptors should affect them too. They didn't know. The humans had developed a new technology. Quantum-resistant communication using entangled neutrino pairs. Technology the Council had never imagined. Humanity coordinated perfectly. The Council floundered in confusion. Break formation. Exit the nebula. Zarn ordered. But it was too late. Human minefields activated. Thousands of proximity mines hidden in the nebula clouds. They detonated. Council ships caught in the explosions were torn apart. The Grand Fleet, pride of the Council, was dying. And humanity was just getting started. The Battle of Threshold Nebula lasted 6 days. When it ended, the Council Grand Fleet was destroyed. Of 3,000 capital ships, 400 survived. They limped back to Council space in defeat and shame. Admiral Zarn was not among them. Her flagship was destroyed on day 3. She died never understanding how badly she'd been outmatched. The galaxy learned the truth within hours. You couldn't hide a disaster of that magnitude. News spread. Rumors spread. Fear spread. The council, rulers of the galaxy for 3,000 years, had been crushed by a single human fleet. High Chancellor Vorin called an emergency session. The council chamber was half empty. Some species had already withdrawn, sensing the shift in power. "We have lost the Grand Fleet," Vorin announced. His mental voice was strained, tired. "We have lost our military superiority. We have lost our aura of invincibility. Then we rebuild," Krell said. "We conscript more soldiers. Build more ships. We've suffered defeats before." "Not like this," Vorin said. "Never like this. And that's not our only problem. 7 more species have joined the Free Alliance since news of our defeat spread. 7 more. They smell blood. Our blood. Let them come," someone hissed. "We'll crush them all." "With what?" Vorin demanded. "Our fleet is gone. Our military is shattered. Our treasury is depleted from centuries of conquest. We're vulnerable. Truly vulnerable for the first time in millennia." The chamber fell silent. "There is only one option," Vorin continued. "We must negotiate with the humans. Seek peace. Find accommodation." "Never," a dozen voices shouted. "Pride is a luxury we can no longer afford," Vorin said coldly. "We negotiate or we die. Those are our options." The debate raged for hours. Eventually, pragmatism won. They would seek peace. A message was sent to the Free Alliance. Request for diplomatic meeting. Neutral territory. Discussion of terms. Admiral Sarah Chin received the message aboard the Defiance. She was 75 now. Her hair was white. Her face was lined. But her eyes still burned with purpose. "They want to negotiate," General Marcus Webb said. "After everything, they think they can negotiate." "What do you recommend, Admiral?" asked Ambassador Liu. Sarah was quiet for a long moment. Outside the viewport, New Terra hung in space. 50 million humans lived there now. Children who'd never known Earth. Adults who'd been forged in exile. "We meet with them," Sarah said finally. "But not for peace." "Then why?" "To set terms for their surrender." The diplomatic meeting occurred on Neutral Station, a massive structure in unclaimed space. Built centuries ago as a meeting place for warring species. High Chancellor Vorin arrived with minimal security. The council couldn't afford to show weakness by bringing armies. Admiral Chin arrived alone. They met in a simple conference room. Human and Vorin. Enemy and enemy. Separated by a table and a galaxy of pain. "Admiral Chin," Vorin said, his mental voice gentle. "Thank you for meeting with me." "Chancellor," Sarah replied. Her voice was ice. "I come seeking peace. An end to hostilities. Mutual recognition of territories. The Council will acknowledge the Free Alliance. We can coexist." "No." Vorin's telepathic presence rippled with surprise. "No? You reject peace." "I reject your definition of peace," Sarah said. "You want us to accept your authority. Accept your right to rule. Accept that what you did to us was acceptable. It wasn't. It isn't. It never will be. Then what do you want?" Sarah leaned forward. "Dissolution. The Council must disband. Every conquered species must be freed. Every slave released. Every stolen resource returned. Complete and total restoration of freedom to every species you've oppressed." "Impossible. That would mean the end of galactic order. Chaos would reign." "Then chaos reigns," Sarah said flatly. "Better chaos than your order. Your order murdered billions. Enslaved thousands of species. You built an empire on suffering. It ends now. You're asking us to surrender everything. Millennia of work. Centuries of tradition." "I'm not asking," Sarah corrected. "I'm telling. You have 2 choices. Disband peacefully and face justice for your crimes. Or fight and be destroyed. Choose." Vorin's mental presence turned cold. "You think you can destroy us? We still have resources. Still have allies. Still have—" "Nothing," Sarah interrupted. "You have nothing. Your fleet is gone. Your allies are abandoning you. Your treasury is empty. Your power is a memory. You're done, Chancellor. You just don't want to admit it. If we fall, we'll take you with us. We'll burn every world. Every ship. We'll make the galaxy a graveyard before we submit to humans." Sarah smiled. It was sad and terrible. "Do you know what we've been doing while you debated surrender?" she asked. "We've been positioning ships around every Council homeworld. Wraith destroyers. Phantom carriers. Reaper dreadnoughts. All in stealth. All waiting for my signal. She pulled out a communicator, placed it on the table. One word from me and your homeworlds burn. Every council species feels what Earth felt. Every mother loses her children. Every father watches his world die. One word. Foreign. 3 months after the negotiation, the council formally surrendered. The signing ceremony took place on Zenther Prime, in the very same chamber where the council had voted to exterminate humanity 23 years earlier. The symbolism was deliberate. The message was clear. Admiral Sarah Chin watched as 12 species approached the signing table. Each representative carried the weight of their civilization's choices. Some walked with dignity. Others shuffled in shame. All of them understood this moment changed everything. High Chancellor Vorin signed first. His telepathic presence was muted, defeated. The Vorin had ruled the council's political machinery for millennia. Now they signed away their power with a single gesture. Krell of the Gorath signed second. His stone-like hand trembled. The ancient being had witnessed empires rise and fall. Now he witnessed his own empire's end. The remaining species followed. Kerwylel, Zenthari, Morvathi. Each signature was a nail in the council's coffin. When the last signature was placed, Sarah stepped forward. She signed as representative of the Free Alliance. Her hand was steady. Her heart was cold satisfaction. The Galactic Council is hereby dissolved, she announced. All conquered territories are free. All enslaved species are liberated. All war criminals will face justice. This is the dawn of a new age. The chamber was filled with representatives from 70 species. Former slaves. Former victims. They erupted in cheers. Some wept. Others embraced. Freedom had come at last. But not everyone celebrated. In the corner, Vorin watched with ancient eyes. He approached Sarah as the crowd dispersed. "You've won, Admiral," he said quietly. "You've dismantled an empire that stood for 3,000 years. I hope you're prepared for what comes next." "And what's that?" Sarah asked. "The responsibility of victory. Building is harder than destroying. Maintaining peace is harder than winning war. You'll learn that soon enough." "We'll manage," Sarah said. "We've had good teachers. You taught us what not to do." Vorin's mental presence flickered with something like respect. "Perhaps. But remember this, every empire believes itself righteous. Every conqueror thinks themselves just. You humans came back with fire and fury. Make sure that fire doesn't consume what you're trying to build." He turned and walked away, escorted by guards to await his trial. Sarah watched him go. His words echoed in her mind. She pushed them away. There would be time for philosophy later. Now there was work to do. War crimes trials began within weeks. The proceedings were held on Sanctuary Station, a massive structure built specifically for this purpose. Judges were selected from neutral species. Prosecutors came from victim worlds. The trials were broadcast across the galaxy. Thousands of council officials faced justice. Military commanders who ordered massacres. Politicians who authorized genocides. Scientists who developed bioweapons. Each case was examined individually. The galaxy watched, transfixed. Commander Theln was among the first tried. Evidence of his crimes filled days of testimony. The Pelian massacre. The Talmari enslavement. The Earth bombardment. His mandibles clicked nervously as witnesses described his orders. "I was following council law," he insisted. "I did my duty." "Your duty was genocide," the prosecutor replied. "Your duty was murder. The council's laws do not excuse atrocities." Theln was found guilty on 47 counts. Sentenced to execution. He died without dignity, still insisting he'd done nothing wrong. Others showed remorse. Kerwylel Admiral Zarn's second-in-command, Commander Velik, testified against his superiors. Provided evidence. Helped identify other war criminals. "I followed orders because I was afraid," he said during his testimony. "Afraid of punishment. Afraid of standing alone. But fear is no excuse for evil. I see that now." Velik was sentenced to 30 years imprisonment. He would serve every day but he would live. High Chancellor Vorin's trial lasted 3 months. He was charged with conspiracy to commit genocide, crimes against sapient species, and abuse of authority. The evidence was overwhelming. But Vorin didn't deny his crimes. He sat in the defendant's chair and spoke with calm clarity. "I authorized humanity's destruction," he said. "I believed it necessary. I believed the Council was preserving galactic stability. I was wrong. I let fear guide policy. Let arrogance blind me to alternatives. I am guilty. I accept responsibility." His honesty surprised many. His acceptance of guilt moved some to call for leniency. Sarah testified at his trial. She described Earth's destruction, the 3 billion dead, the refugees fleeing into darkness, the 23 years of exile. The defendant took everything from us, she said. Our world, our people, our place in the galaxy. He did it efficiently, thoroughly, without hesitation. Do you seek his execution? The judge asked. Sarah looked at Vorin. The ancient telepath met her gaze. No, she said finally. I seek justice, not revenge. Execution would be too easy. Let him live. Let him see what we build. Let him witness the peace his empire could never achieve. That's a better punishment than death. Vorin was sentenced to life imprisonment. He accepted the sentence with the same dignity he'd shown throughout the trial. As guards led him away, he projected one final thought to Sarah. Build something worthy of your victory, Admiral. Prove me wrong. Sarah nodded once. She intended to.